I don't fully trust the current technology. Actually, I stopped the factory for fully 3 months.
Saya pun juga nggak terlalu respect ya.
I want every customer to have their own belonging in the company itself.
Moses Mateus. Moses was born on 2001 in Surakarta, Indonesia. His childhood was shaped by an entrepreneurial family that taught Moses about risk-taking, decision-making, integrity, and empathy.
Before owning a factory, I was a coconut shell supplier first. When I was 18, I went to Sumatra, which is a producer of coconut charcoal, and I went there to find suppliers like coconut farmers in Sumatra, and I studied the coconut charcoal, and I bought from the farmers. I sell it to factories before I own one. Before I know the other islands that produce the coconut charcoal, first one that comes to mind, the first one that I know is Sumatra. But right now I also know that Sulawesi has a good material also for coconut charcoal, and we also take from several islands right now. But I started in Sumatra first. I used to start in Sumatra. Working in another place, in another island, of course, is quite hard with some challenges that we went through. One of it is the quality of the coconut charcoal. Traditionally, they make the coconut charcoal with not really a premium quality in the Sumatra. So I decided to make my own producing site in Sumatra. Rather than only taking from farmers, we make our own production site with the methods of the burning and all the quality control that we declare the farmers to do. We educate the farmers also there that we can work together to make the best quality in the Sumatra. And right now, we are still running the production site up to now, supplying our own factory. The biggest challenge is to find the right person to work with in Sumatra. So we went through a lot of partners that we cannot work with, and also went through some loss of money in the process, and finding the right partners to work with in years right up to now. I think it's a process on its own, and it's the hardest challenge. Technical difficulties, I think as long as the farmers, they can cooperate with us with the methods that we are teaching them, cannot really be a serious problem in the field. But the manpower itself, I think, is a bigger challenge than the technical problems.
Saya ketemu dengan Moses itu di sebuah kafe di Solo. Memang itu kafenya Moses sendiri. Nah, waktu itu membicarakan tentang beberapa bisnis ya.
Titik tengah dari bisnis yang kita bicarakan itu adalah bisnis arang batok kelapa.
Awalnya saya pun juga nggak terlalu respect ya, karena anak seusia itu kan mereka pun belum ke arah bisnis yang sangat menjanjikan kan gitu. Tapi telah berjalan, kita sudah mulai serius, dan Moses pun juga berambisi besar untuk mempunyai sebuah pabrik yang berskala internasional seperti itu kan.
Saya melihat ambisi Pak Moses itu sangat besar sekali, dikarenakan saya sendiri mengetahui bahwa Cafe Anak Panah Solo ini yang punya kepemilikan adalah Pak Moses sendiri, yang di usia dia sangat muda, umur 20 tahunan, dia sudah mempunyai usaha yang berkembang dan dia mempunyai kafe. Akhirnya dari perjalanan saya sebagai partner sama Pak Moses, terbentuklah PT Arakoko yang berkecimpung dalam bidang cocoa briquette, yang bisa disebut oleh banyak kalangan masyarakat yaitu briquette yang kita kirim ke ekspor impor.
Itu pasti selalu ada kegagalan ya. Saya pun sama Moses pun juga jatuh bangun juga berkali-kali juga karena gitu loh. Karena tidak semua bisnis itu berkomitmen tinggi juga. Makanya kita sendiri sebagai pelaku bisnis ya seperti Moses, orangnya memang berkomitmen tinggi.
Dia orangnya itu pintar, cerdas, humble.
Cerdas ya orangnya, cerdas, berkomitmen tinggi, pekerja keras juga, dan ya sampailah sekarang pada perusahaan yang lumayan mapan juga ya di PT Arakoko ini sendiri.
I actually have a rather different mindset than other factory maybe. I don't fully trust the current technology and current theories in the briquette industry. And also I have a team starting the business with some of my team are experienced in automotive industry, so they have the knowledge of the basic machinery. And so we do our own research deeply in each of the process of the briquette production. So we know not only the theories but also the scientific factors behind the reasoning of the briquettes. So why the briquette is good, why the briquette fails, we know the scientific basic of the briquette itself. And actually we don't really focus on sales. In the first 6 months of the factory running, we really focus on the research itself. And actually some of the months we don't really make any sales, and I have no problem with that because I want to really make the great product before running into mass production. Actually I stopped the factory for fully 3 months for the deep research, and some of the months I also do stop and goes with the factory, and also I rejected many of the bad briquettes myself because I don't want to send it to my customers. And so the first months of the factory we don't really make profit, and I think it's no problem for me as long as we have the consistent quality first. And we find the best mixture, the percentage of each charcoal from different islands to make the best quality with the glowing orange but also with tin ash. And I think that is from the material. And from the second process is the crushing process. We find the perfect grain size to make the briquette shape precision, and also the briquette will not be cracked when it is burning. So that is the really important factor from the grain size also. With the blending process, we really make sure that the temperature of the tapioca flour, that it will be activated and act as a glue. Finding the best tapioca also with a stable quality and also with no smell, so it will make the briquette really natural. Also for the molding process, to make the best shape with the cutting, with all the best quality stainless steel, I think it really helps. The product that is really good for briquette industry, the coconut charcoal needs to be fully carbonized, perfectly carbonized into charcoal, so it is 100% carbon. With that, the ash will be thin, and also the ash color needs to be white. The ash color has many factors on it. Also, one of it is water. So before we went to Sumatra, they use any kind of water, even river water, which is mixed with mud and soil. So we educate them that the water is also important. Before that, they don't know that water matters also, right? And we educate them. We buy them supply for clear water to make the charcoal, and it will produce white ash. So I actually have a dream on the future technology that I want every customer to have their own belonging in the company itself. So they can track their orders, everything by online, and they can see the progress of their orders. By that, I hope that they feel like they are also a part of the company itself, and I hope that they will feel really belong in the company.